Welcome to another episode of Ship of War, my review of Star Trek Into Darkness.
Ship of War. When ship happens, I'm there.
Star Trek Into Darkness stars Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana, Simon Pegg, John Cho, Carl Urban, and Benedict Cumberbatch. I believe I said his name right. And so many other very talented actors that I probably forgot. I apologize. It's just a very big cast of people. Star Trek Into Darkness is a continuation of Star Trek, the new reboot of the Star Trek franchise. In this movie, we have this one character played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and he plays this one solo threat to the whole Starfleet. Basically, they want to kill him and, be done with him because he's just a lot of trouble. This is by far one of the best reboots to any franchise that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I mean, there's something so familiar and comfortable going into these movies. As a person who's seen the previous Star Trek films and seen the previous shows, the actors act like these characters that you grew up knowing, and they're acting exactly like these characters. I mean, Carl Urban as McCoy is so brilliant. Zachary Quinto as Spock is so brilliant, and Simon Pegg as Scotty, again, brilliant. I think those three people, those three characters are so spot on to the original characters that watching them, I mean, I can close my eyes and almost envision like I'm watching the original series. When they brought up the Klingons, I geeked out. I was like, oh snap, they're bringing Klingons. Hell yeah, I'm on board. Bring them. I want to see what they look like. And I was happy to see they didn't look that different from Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and those continuation of that version of what Klingons look like. The fact that they had Khan in this movie and they changed him, but they changed him in a positive way. He is by far one of the best villains I've seen in a movie in recent years. Like, he was amazing.
I got so excited about talking about the movie that I completely forgot to talk about the romance. So the romance is between Uhura and Spock. And this is a relationship that's been teased since the original series, but they never went there for racial reasons. And then they finally go there with this new reboot. And I personally appreciate it. I actually really like their relationship. I only feel like I wish we saw them in more of a normal setting than always being in these dangerous moments and then they kiss and then back to dangerous moment and then we don't really see them just hang out as a normal couple. I would like to see that maybe in a future film or something like that. Other than that, I felt like the relationship was very endearing. They had some very funny moments and I look forward to this relationship in future films.
Pretty much, this movie is brilliant. But was it perfect? No, there's some things in the movie that did throw me off. But overall, I love this movie. Seriously, I can rewatch this movie so many times and I enjoy it every single time. There's not a boring moment. This is one of those type of movies that has a lot of actions, a lot of things happening, but it's done so well that it doesn't get redundant, it doesn't get boring, it's just perfect. Obviously, who am I going to recommend this movie to? Anybody who's a Trekkie, anybody who's a Star Trek fan, anybody who likes a good action sci-fi movie, go check this movie out. Even if you're not a fan of sci-fi or action, sit down and watch this movie because it might surprise you and you might be entertained by it. This is one of the best movies of 2013 and my personal favorite of 2013. So far, hands down, I just adore this film. So with that said, that is all for this episode of Ship of War. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. In the continuation story of Insidious, where you have this family who have been haunted for a while, they're now in this movie trying to uncover why they've been haunted and how they can stop this haunting from continuing to happen and how it's connected to them and so forth and so on. So I have to say, to enjoy this movie, you have to see Insidious. And if you haven't seen Insidious, you're going to end up watching this movie and being confused, I feel.